The New York Knicks have finally found their head coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing...
Now, honestly, I thought they weren't going to find their coach until after free agency because we were interviewing all these other coaches, Jason Kidd, Taylor Jenkins, and, we couldn't make a decision on who we wanted. And, it was irritating because it's you guys were going into free agency without a coach. But you have finally found one after your free agency has been looking really good so far. And you guys have decided to hire Mike Brown as your head coach. This is a great option. Great option. Now, I can't lie. I did want Mark Jackson in the mix here because I felt like he was very good offensive-minded type of coach. But unfortunately, with him not coaching in a couple years, the Knicks really couldn't make a decision with him, and they were like, "Nah, we can't do Mark Jackson because he hasn't been coached for years." And he was the main reason why Steph Curry became a great player. He developed Steph into a great shooter, and he was the reason why Steph had the confidence to even start shooting in those deep threes in the first place. But Mike Brown is now in the building in the Big Apple, and I'm really excited because Mike Brown, he's a 4-time champion along with Golden State and San Antonio. And he was also coach of the year when he was playing with the Sacramento Kings. And, he played with so many big superstars like LeBron, or Kobe Bryant, Domantas Sabonis, Pau Gasol, De'Aaron Fox, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. And those are all offensive-minded teams. And that's something that he will provide. He will provide a great defense of a minded type of coach and a great offensive minded coach, which is perfect. And that's what the New York Knicks need. Because if you realize during the season, especially during the playoffs with Indiana, they weren't getting their offense set quick enough. They were Indiana was pressing them. They couldn't get past the press, and they weren't getting their offense ready until there was 12 seconds left on the shot clock. And it's hard to watch that because now when you have when you're dribbling, go to the perimeter, there's already 5 seconds left. You got to pass the ball, you got to force up a shot, and that's not great defense at all. And that's not great offense. And, it's very, it was very, irritating watching that, and it was definitely tough to watch. Now, honestly, yeah, they weren't wrong for blaming Tom Thibodeau, but it had to be done because Tom Thibodeau wasn't smart, really, to be a great head coach because he made... You noticed during the playoffs, too, he made a lot of crazy decisions that ultimately costed us games or even the Indiana series. Now, yeah, I know Game 1 wasn't really his fault against Indiana because guys took their foot off the gas when you shouldn't have did that against Indiana in the first place. But it kind of also went on him because he was playing a 7-man motion type of game. So that's not a great mentality to have. If you're only playing 7 players, 1, your players can get hurt easier. 2, what you're not doing is basically what you're not doing is you don't want to have your guys on the floor for long periods of time. Karl-Anthony Towns, I know in the first quarter he doesn't touch the ball. And I feel like with Mike Brown coming in as coach, he will be able to provide Karl-Anthony Towns with the ball more in the first quarter. Because yeah, in the first half or quarter, Karl-Anthony Towns doesn't get the ball, really. He doesn't shine. Jalen Brunson is out here doing historical stuff. And like I said, I love Jalen Brunson, okay? I love him. He's my king. He's my GOAT. But what he has to realize is you're not, you can't be what's the best word to say this, y'all? You can't be the offensive guy. You can't do that. You've seen that with Michael Jordan. Phil Jackson went in. He was like, no, we gotta, hey, I'm not worried about you, but we gotta create other threats. You can't be the only guy, being the antithesis. I don't know if that's the right word. Basically, the main character of the offense. You can't do that. So we gotta create other threats. And I feel like Mike Brown will do that for you. And since he's also great defensive-minded, he will be able to provide great defense. Because the defense this year was so bad. And it's crazy because we had a top defense last year, and now this year our defense went all the way down in the ratings, and we couldn't defend anybody, and it was sad. So I really do like the fact that Mike Brown is actually our coach. That's a W for New York. And now you're already making great signings right now. You signed Jordan Clarkson. Like, bro, a 6-man Jordan Clarkson who averaged 16 points a game, that's perfect. Now he's in the mix of Mike Brown now. He could potentially get his points up. And, he'll be able to provide Jordan Clarkson with, like, a better, like, offensive experience. And I really think that's great. We also signed, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Yabuso, that French kid who's a really great power forward. He has great strength, perimeter shooting, great. You also can drive great, and you have rim finishing. That's perfect. But his only flaw really is defensive rebounding. And I said this, actually the Knicks kind of did like analysis a little bit, and we don't know what's going to happen with this, with the fact that Mitchell Robinson could get traded. As much as I don't want Mitchell Robinson getting traded, it might be done sometime during the season or almost near at the end of free agency. And I don't want him gone, but that's the risk the Knicks are going to take. Because if he's not a great defensive rebounder, then who's going to get our rebounds for us? Karl Anthony Towns? Well, yeah, sure. OG probably. But who knows? OG could get traded too. But if you're going to trade Mitchell Robinson, you need a good rebounder. I don't think they should trade him. Now, I know, yeah, free throws is a liability for him, and you need to be able to knock down free throws in certain situations. And also, he's not healthy like that. But as much as I don't want him gone, it might happen. And I'm really kind of nervous to see that. But I really like the fact the Knicks hired Mike Brown. This is a great coaching hire, great position for him, and he'll be able to develop the team, make great offensive plays, make great defensive plays, and we'll be able to run the conference next year. And I really feel like with a lot of these players being out now, given the fact that Damian Lillard just got waived from the Bucks, they got Turner, and Giannis potentially could get traded, they could potentially run the East. Now, yeah, you do have to watch out for a team like the Cavaliers, who have a great offense as well. They were just injured, and that's the reason why Indiana beat them. And, you also got to watch out for Boston. I know Boston isn't going to be great, but Anthony Simons is pretty good, but they're not going to have a great center. Their defense might not be that great anyway. You got to watch out for Orlando. Very scrappy, defensive, great team. You got to definitely watch out for these teams. But I definitely feel like the flow on the court now for the Knicks is going to be great. And I think it's going to work out. I'm confident it's going to work out. Our free agency is looking amazing. And I really think Mike Brown is going to come over, take over the team, have a great offense, and along with a great defense. And we're going to see that in the 25-26 season. And I really cannot wait to see how that works out going into preseason, which is in, obviously in a couple months. It's nowhere near right now. Obviously, football's about to start late July. I got to get my fantasy team together, I can't lie. And I will be talking about that very soon. I'm very sorry for the long football wait. Just trying to figure out what we should talk about. And, it takes a lot of writing and, everything for football, definitely. But we will get into that. I'm going to promise y'all that when football comes near around, we will be talking about it. But, Mike Brown, welcome to New York. And I think you will be a great fit for the Knicks, for Jalen Brunson. You'll be able to develop Jalen Brunson into a great player. You'll be able to develop Karl Anthony Towns into a great player. And you'll be able to develop all the guys. And you'll be able to give everyone on the team burn that sometimes Thibodeau really didn't do. He played DeLon Wright very late in the year because, I understand he's a great defensive guy. And you kind of seen that with him, throughout the time he was playing Indiana. And I really feel like he'll give more guys burn on the floor. I really have the confidence he will be able to do that. But we have hired Mike Brown. Great. I'm really excited to see the rest of free agency. And it's gonna be great. I think the Knicks free agency right now is going amazing so far. And I really feel like they'll be able to continue this. But I already know one day there will be a crazy trade going on with them. I don't know what's going to happen with Mikal Bridges. He could be out of there potentially. Maybe. Deuce McBride could be out of there potentially because, they're trying to give it his all. But, I think it's time for us to go with something different with Deuce McBride. So, potentially, he might be out of here. And also, I believe Shamet could be out of here, maybe. Mitchell Robinson could be out of here, maybe. I really don't want him to go. Like, I could care more for Mitchell Robinson being out than pretty much anybody else. Cameron Payne, you can go because not too good. Not too good. You were great in the beginning of the year, but I don't know what the heck happened to you, man. But that's all I got to say for y'all. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little segment right here. And what do you guys think about Mike Brown coming to New York? All the Knicks fans, comment down below what you guys think. Do you guys think it's a L, a W? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's all for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.